and we are looking at production and payment. Production and payment. So I'll start with production. Production basically talking about being able to meet the demand for your product, being ready not to disappoint your buyer, and being able to deliver all your promises. And then position payment, being able to raise money and fund your export transaction. Let's go. Production. Production is a big challenge for many entrepreneurs. And the reason is because of low capacity that many businesses have, which make them to be unable to meet the demand as expected. In fact, there was a time I had a session with a particular buyer who wanted to buy from Nigeria, and he expressed a concern. Do you know what his concern was? He said, look, I know that Nigeria will be able to do the first shipment because maybe he has good on ground. Then he said, my challenge is the subsequent shipment. My challenge is the subsequent shipment because they are unable to meet up with the subsequent shipment. They are unable to meet up with the subsequent shipment. That was the concern of this guy. Now, why am I saying this? It's not enough to have the first shipment done correctly, but to be able to meet the subsequent demand. But to be able to meet the subsequent demand. And sincerity is a very big challenge. A very, very big challenge, I must say. That is why I've advocated about the need for us to collaborate. Collaborate. I cannot overemphasize the importance of collaboration. I cannot overemphasize the importance of collaboration. Production capacity. There are people that have lost lifetime opportunity just because they are unable to meet up with the demand. And unfortunately, you know, when you are going to talk to a buyer for the first time, it's good when you are sending a full corporate offer. A full corporate offer is like an intention, as in what do we expect in this relationship? What do you want to supply? What is your minimum monthly order? What's your maximum? You have a minimum. That means if I'm going to ship to you, I can't ship below this quantity. Then you have a maximum. That means I can't ship more than this quantity. Now, the person can then come back and say, look, what you are saying, I'm not comfortable with it. You need to increase your volume. Don't just say yes. What have you done to be able to ensure you don't disappoint that particular buyer? Production involves readiness to meet new demands that will be placed on the business from a new buyer in the export market. The ability to quickly expand production capacity. The presence of an idle capacity. Idle capacity. That means my factory can produce 100 cartons a day, but I typically do 30, 40 cartons a day because no demand. That's an idle capacity or excess capacity. That means I can actually do up to 100 in a day if I work for 8 hours. But I work for 3-4 hours and I still pay my staff salary for the full month. So that means if I now use 8 hours, I will still pay them full salary, but I will make more now because I'm maximizing their presence in the factory. So the presence of synergy for contract manufacturing also is important. Now, these are various ways to expand your capacity, to increase the volume of your production. Number one, can you quickly expand? Maybe you have source of machinery locally you can quickly install to expand production, or you have idle capacity, excess capacity, or you have partners. You know, I've emphasized here, I will emphasize it again and again and again and again. Partners that I can say, oh, sorry, madam, I'm having some extra production I need to do. I will need you to produce also number of cartons for me. Now, you know, I was talking to a lady this week. She's into production of food. And I told her that, look, she needs to train people that, I mean, for some of my clients that want to export our product, I said she should train them. Don't just train them. Sorry, I said she should produce for them, and then she should offer to train them to produce themselves. Before she will be a bit reluctant on that. And I said, look, there is concern when you are doing business. If you want to grow, don't think competition. Don't think competition. Think collaboration, competition. Because you really cannot meet the demand of the world anyway. You can't. You can't. So, and I told her, I said, look, why don't you train them? You charge them for the training, you set up their factory for them. You'll be selling the same product. Because you have more customers, as your demand grow, you tell them, I beg, I need 1,000 cartons from you. I need 1,000 cartons from you. Because you train them, you can trust what they are producing, and then you can add it to yours. They can produce for you your brand. So instead of you producing just 1,000 cartons, you now have 3,000 cartons because other factories are produced for you in your brand. But they will easily agree because you train them. They are indebted to you. Because they will need you at some point along the line. Because you have poured water on the ground, you can march on wet ground. But when you think only about me, myself, and I, you cannot increase your production capacity because you might find yourself getting order you cannot meet. So if you don't have mentees of younger people or other people that you have trained to be able to produce what you produce, don't think competition, think collaboration. It is called competition. Competition. Competition involves both competing and cooperating. That means in some area, maybe in selling the export market, we are competing, but in production, we are collaborating. A good example of that is there's a factory in California in the US that produced cars. The factory was jointly built by Toyota and General Motors. That factory produced Toyota cars and General Motors cars in the US. Ladies and gentlemen, or ladies, these two companies are competitors. The same factory produced two sets of brand of cars, General Motors, Toyota, California in the US. So they can say this quarter, Toyota will produce, next quarter, General Motors will produce, you know, that kind of stuff. It saved them cost. They maximize the use of the factory. Because they build synergy for manufacturing. Look, if you think of growth, sincerely, if you think of growth, if you are thinking of growth, there is no way you won't do what I'm saying. Because if you think of growth, a time will come you won't be able to meet your demand if your product is good. So as you get offer for contract manufacturing, look for people who are interested. You can help them set up, you can support them. Don't think of competition, please, I beg you. Think of competition, cooperation, collaboration. The world have over 7 billion people. You cannot meet the demand of the world you cannot meet the demand of the world. And we are talking about international trade here. As of today, the world population is about 7.9 billion people. 7.9 billion people. This year alone, about 32 million children have been born. And today, about 30,000 children have been born today alone. 30,000 children have been born today alone. Has been born today alone. So, you cannot meet that demand. You can't. Knowing fully well you cannot meet the demand, what do? Collaborate. If you don't have a vision to grow, maybe you can think of competition. Maybe you can think of competition. So the presence of synergy for contract manufacturing and the regular availability of inventory to fulfill new orders are all pointers to readiness to go global. Are all pointers to readiness to go global. Or readiness for the export market. Now, another important thing is having a solid relationship with your, I would recommend you check this out. It's called Business Model Canvas. Business Model Canvas. Business Model Canvas talk about 9 segments of a business. One of them is key relationship. Key relationship or key partners. As a producer or manufacturer, you have key partners. The supplier of your packaging materials, the supplier of your raw materials, the supplier of your ingredient, the supplier of whatever you use in production. Please, you need a solid relationship with them. You need to find a way to create a program that will make them loyal to you. You need that loyalty. If you don't do them well, if you don't do them well, if you don't treat them well, if you don't pay them reasonably, if they feel cheated, they will not be loyal to you in supplying. The day you need them the most to supply you, you might not get that support from them. And like I said earlier, that look, some people have lost huge opportunity because they could not meet up with the demand. And like I said now, you don't need to be the one to produce all of them. Just ensure you have 2, 3, 4 producers, either you have trained or you build relationship with them to be able to work with you when you have more demand. So let me ask some of the questions. How will you describe your capacity of your factory to handle high demand in the export market? So what's your capacity right now? I want you to drop it for me in the chat. Drop for me in the chat. Drop for me in the chat. What is capacity of the factory in terms of maybe number of cartons or number of units or number of tons? Drop it in the chat. I want to ask you a question afterwards. Can you drop it in the chat for me? I want to be sure we are together. Can you hear me, please? Nobody's responding. I hope I'm audible. Okay, someone said 1,000 pieces per day. Brilliant. Adiagro, what product is that? Spices. Pieces. When you say pieces, do you mean unit? Do you mean unit? What do you mean pieces? Do you mean unit? Do you mean unit, single unit? Okay. Funke said 50 carton per day. Joachim said 8,000 carton per day. Adi Agro said 1,000 pieces. Adi Agro, can you put it in carton, please? Put it in carton. How many carton would that be? Bosse said 4,000. No, Bosse, you are not clear. 4,000 per month. What does that mean? 4,000 what? You didn't give us a unit of measurement. Diola said 3 tons per month. Bosse, give us your unit of measurement, please. Bosse said 4,000 pieces. Pieces of what? Deborah said 40 carton. Good. 80 carton per day. Now, good. If you have an order, okay, Bosse, I can get that. If you have an order to double, so let's say you have given per month. If someone come now and say, let me say, Bosse, you can do 4,000 pieces per month. If someone asks you for 8,000 pieces per month, how will you do it? Do you have any plan in place for that? Adiago, if someone asks you for 150 carton per month, do you have any plan in place for that? Have you thought of that? Do you know that? Do you know that this is an interesting thing about life? And it's important you understand this. Sometimes you really don't have, you will never get opportunity you are not preparing for. You never get opportunity you are not preparing for. If you want to grow, you need more demand, but your capacity is very low. And there is nothing. Now, bosses say I will collaborate. How? If I give you that contract today, are you going to start looking for that collaboration, or the collaboration is in place? Adi Agro say I will outsource and collaborate. I've talking about that today. I'm saying, if I give you that contract now, are you going to start looking for that collaboration? Or you just say, sorry, what I told you the other time, I will be ready for it, or I will send you a mail, or I'll send you a message. Please, how do we discuss price? I need you to start production for me tomorrow. Do you have anybody like that? Bosses said, I'm doing that already. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Deborah said, I met a partner yesterday, but my capacity is a joke. Oh, your capacity is so small compared to the person. Brilliant. Look, the idea is this. If you have a great vision and you are working hard towards it, you are going to export, you are going to get large order. If you have a vision and you are working towards it, not that you just, there's a way you work. How do I describe this now? Let me say it this way. You cannot feature in a future you have not pictured. I don't know if you get that. You cannot feature in a future you have not pictured. You cannot feature in a future you have not pictured. If you don't have a vision that one day you will do this volume, you cannot feature in that future. Because even in your plan, you don't plan for large volume. So I'm challenging you today. Have a plan to grow your volume, to grow your capacity. Have that plan in place ready. Don't wait for it. Don't wait till the opportunity comes. Because the opportunity only comes to people that are ready. The opportunity comes to people that are ready. If you are not ready, the opportunity will not come. So someone said, the scripture said, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. If you don't think growth, volume, and plan towards it, it will not happen. How many of us have a vision written down? I want you to drop yes or no. If you have a vision written down for your business, drop yes or no. you have a vision written down. I'm going to ask you the vision, and you're going to recite it for me. Bosse said he has a vision. Brilliant. You're going to recite it. You're going to unmute yourself. Okikiola has a vision. Brilliant. Brilliant. 3Thinkers' vision is to be the foremost trade consulting company in Africa who has contributed significantly to the growth of trade knowledge, trade funding, and trade volume in at least 25% of the country of the continent. That is the vision of 3Thinkers. I didn't plan to say this today, and I'm reciting it for you because it's inside me. Every day, my colleague recites it in the office. Bosse, can you share with us your vision? Unmute and tell us your vision.
To be most preferred adherent textile producer for fashion designers that uses adherent textile for their production, both in Europe and Africa, through the use of good quality raw materials.
No. You have added mission to it. You have added mission to it.
Yes.
You have added mission to it. Immediately you're telling us how to do it. That's mission. Vision is where I'm going. Vision is where I'm going. Mission is how I will get there. Vision is where I'm going. Mission or purpose is how I will get there. I'm happy you're able to recite. Let me hear from Kiola. Kiola, what's your vision?
Hello?
Go ahead, please.
Okay. My vision is we're enabling import substitution of fruits and vegetables intermediaries in Africa.
Okay. Funke, your vision. Hello, madam, are you there?
So we have a vision, but I'm sorry I can't recite it often. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Now you're giving me the challenge.
Yeah, please. Not just you reciting it, please. Not just you. Yeah. Your staff should be able to recite it.
To recite it. Now this is a challenge, and we'll pick that up.
Please do.
But our vision.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Is the mission I easily know to have Master T in every home. That's our mission. But our vision is towards a healthier lifestyle, using Master T as an entry point.
Okay, now, if I were to say what you said, I will switch it. Your vision, what you tell me is your mission, in my opinion, should be vision. And what you tell me, your vision should be your mission. To have masters in every home is a vision. I saw your product in Sheraton. I was in Sheraton last month for a CDN event, and I saw it in the room I stayed.
Yes.
Which was, for me, was commendable. So vision, when you want to see it in every home, that's a vision. But to have a healthier lifestyle, to produce product of a healthier lifestyle, that's a mission. That's a purpose why you exist. So I would rather you shift it. Vision is what I want to see happen. Vision is what I am doing to achieve that objective. Every home will have it because it makes them to have a healthier lifestyle. So what am I doing? I'm producing something of that nature to make a healthier lifestyle. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that your staff should have it. You should know it. In the office every morning, when my staff resume, we do a short morning prayer. Immediately we finish, they will recite the vision. Before we start work, they will recite the vision. Just to remind ourselves that this is what we hope to achieve. Now, the reason for that is that it helps every staff to key into what the organization is trying to do. Now, why am I saying that? I'm saying all this because of what we're discussing today about production capacity. So if I'm thinking of growing the volume of my business, if I'm thinking of growing the volume, then, of course, my vision should show it that, oh, my vision is to be in every store. My vision is to be in whatever it is. I mean, it's your vision. But what is important is that I should also have building my capacity in that direction. How will you describe the logistics in place to move large volume of goods? So if you get a large order today, how do you intend to move it? Do you have truck people you can call that if you get that order, you already know people you are going to call that will deliver, that will move that goods? How will you describe the excess capacity of your production factory? Do you have excess capacity? How will you describe the ease of access to inventory? If you have a demand surge and you need to get double of your normal raw material tomorrow, Is there 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 people you can call that you get it? How will you describe the livelihood of the business to get partner for contract manufacturing? Before I entertain our comment and question, because of time, I'll move on to the next one, and that is payment. 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 Payment is in twofold. Payment has two parts. The first part is financial capacity to fund the business. The second part is being able to get paid after shipment. Financial capacity to fund the business. You know, I said this during the physical program last year. If you have challenge raising money, something is wrong with the way you are running your business. If you have challenge raising money, you should make conscious effort to have investors around you. People that, if you have large order, they're going to share your profit with them, and they're going to fund your production. You shouldn't have issues raising money. And if you are not the type, you know, I tell people that if someone comes to buy a good from you, let's say you need 100,000 naira now to do something now, and someone just bought something from you and he gave you 100,000 naira cash, go and pay into your bank account and then withdraw it after. Don't ensure every kobo your business may pass through your account, not your personal account, to company account. Ensure every dime, every kobo your business may pass through your account. If you do that, there are some banks today, you can have easy access to money. Let me give you an example. I have credit card with Zenith Bank. I have credit card with Diamond, with Access Bank. Those two credit cards, if I need money urgently, I can use it. I can use it. I don't have collateral for it. Oh. I don't have collateral for it. Sometimes you can get up to the tune of 5 million, 6 million, 10 million, 2 million, 3 million credit card from the bank without collateral. I'm telling you, if you are using your account regularly, they will give you credit card. They can give you, maybe you start with 1 million. After 2, 3 years, they will increase it. If you are using it and you are paying back, you are using it, you are paying back. Look, these are, and that credit card is only used for business, not for personal consumption. I want to do this. No. If I want to pay for something online, someone said, I just got one, but fear not to let me use them. Oh, no, now, Adiago. Look, you must learn to leverage on debt in business. You must learn to leverage on debt. Let me educate you on credit card. Let me educate you on credit card. If you know that you can use credit card, free money, oh, you use credit card, you will not pay interest. Let me tell you how I do it. If I want to use credit card and I don't want to pay interest, I will ensure I use it between 16th and end of the month. When you use it between 6, they always debit 29th or 30th of the month, 29th or 30th. That's when they debit. So if you use the 16th of this month, they won't debit you until 29th of next month. So for 45 days, I can use it and I will not pay interest. If I pay in full by 29th of next month, I will not pay the bank any interest.
Sorry, you were caught. There was
I don't know
disturbance. We didn't hear.
Please, can anybody hear me? Can you hear me clearly?
If you're telling us how to use credit card, please. I don't know.
Can you hear me clearly? I want to be sure it's not me. Okay,
madam. Yes.
Okay, madam, I think it's your network. You can go out and come in.
Yes, we can hear you.
Madam, I think you can go out and come in again. I'll wait for you so I can repeat.
No, sorry, I'm hearing you. I think it was that portion when you said, do you know how to use credit card?
Okay, let me go over it again. I've been using credit card in Diamond Bank since 2012, and I don't have collateral backing it up. Now that they've joined Access, I'm still using it, and I've not collateral, and I've gotten a new one from Access. The one I got from Zenith can do both dollar and naira. The one I got from Access is just naira. So if I need to pay online for some services, maybe some website for some of the software we use, like our email, we host it with Google, and Google debit us some money every month. I use those kind of cards. What am I trying to say? If you don't want to pay, you can use credit card without paying interest. You know, the reason why banks give credit card without interest is this. For people, if you use their credit card, you will have to have money with them. That means compulsorily you have deposit with them, and they'll be using your deposit to make money. So they are making money with your money. So they are okay if you don't pay interest, as long as you pay back within a short time. So they are supposed to debit every 29 days, some bank 30th of the month, or 10th or 29th of the month. So if I have a credit card, if I need to use, like I make some payment in dollars in February, I ensure that I made that, sorry, in January, I ensure that I made that payment after 16th, because I wanted to pay by end of February. Since I know they will debit, so any expenses incurred on the credit card after 16th will be debited next month. So if I incur the cost on the 16th, I will have 45 days free credit before I pay back. In 45 days, I will have been able to do some other things to make the money back and pay them back. What am I trying to say in essence? I'm trying to say that, look, you can have access to free money with credit card, but the only way they will give you is if you are running your account and they know that, okay, your turnover is, you are running your account very well, they see the money coming in. The reason why I'm saying this is you shouldn't be looking for money when you have large order. Either you have a relation with your bank to get money within 24 hours, or you have investors that if you call them now, they will liquidate their deposit and give it to you because they know they can trust you. I did a transaction with some people late last year. We finished the shipment, they've been paid. They have been following up on me. When are we doing the next one? When are we doing the next one? Because the transaction are finished, they've been paid, they made about 25-30% on their money. They are willing to do more. If you have investors that are making money through you, they will give you money free of charge. The challenge is when you are not willing to share your profit. So please, your production capacity is so critical that you cannot afford not to have funding to buy raw materials. So you can't get an order for you to deliver volume large, that is large, and you say, I don't know where to get money. No, you are not in business. I'm sorry to say. If you are saying you don't know where to get money, you are not in business. Because you should always ensure either you have credit card or you have investors. So we must be deliberate from today to have handy around us investors, credit card, or some banks, they will tell you you are qualified for social amount. I know GTB at some point, I don't know if they still do it. If you can get up to 5 million without collateral in GTB. Some banks are doing it. I think Wema is doing one now on their Alert platform. Different banks, in fact, all these fintech, plenty, doing it without with a minimal collateral. Sorry, without collateral, but with a minimal interest. The idea is this: don't take a loan to fund your lifestyle, but you can take a loan to fund your business. Can you see Diola said GTB can do up to 10 million? So what are we looking for? So payment, twofold. The first fold is to raise money. Now the second fold is to get paid after shipment. First fold is to raise money to pay your investor. Second fold is to be able to get paid after shipment. Now let me now talk about the payment method I mentioned last week. When you are starting, someone said, so true, I have one investor whose investment will lapse this month, but is offering more capital. Since 6 months ago, I've been the one holding it back. Do you see? That's exactly what I'm doing, because I don't want to collect the money when transaction has not started, so they won't be counting for me. That's the way it should be. People should be willing to give you more money. You are the one say, hold on, let me finalize, so that when I collect the money, it's counted. Why is that necessary? That's the oil of your business, for the growth of your business. Now, letter of credit, you will not always get it. Letter of credit is an undertaking of the buyer's bank, given to you as the seller, giving you assurance of payment, so that when you ship, the bank is the one that will pay you, not the importer. But letter of credit, many organizations will not issue it to you if you are doing small transaction and you're a first timer. What they will issue to you is open account. In open account, I will ship the goods to them, send them the document, they will clear the goods and pay me later. But that's a risk. That is where having a representative at destination become important. Towards the end of this program next month, I'll be talking about that representative at destination. That is where the representative at destination becomes very, very important. Very, very important. The reason that destination is very important because you can use them to pursue and follow up on your payment. You can use them to pursue and follow up on your payment. But like I said, you won't always get letter of credit, but there's no harm in trying. If someone wants to do business with you, tell them that I'll prefer letter of credit. If he said no, tell him you want to do bill for collection. In bill for collection, the document will be sent to his bank. His bank will collect the money on my behalf before they give him the document. But the bank is not giving undertaking to pay. But the beauty is that he will not have access to the goods until he has paid you, or at least give a commitment to pay you in future. If they said they won't do that, ask them why. Because that one will not incur any cost for them. Unless their bank is inefficient and it causes delay, then they want to send documents to them direct. But you must have a system in place to get paid. If you are going to ship to a country you don't have a representative, I am an advocate of you taking the risk. But you should ask yourself, if this buyer does not pay me, will my business die? If my business will not die, me, I will take the risk. I will take the risk. But if my business will die, I will reduce the volume I want to ship and take the risk. Why? You can never tell. Because open account, do you know that the world trade as of 2019 was $18 trillion? 85% of it is open account. 85%. That's about $16 trillion is open account. $16 trillion is open account. What does that suggest to you? World trade is done on trust. World trade is done on trust. World trade is done on trust. Because world trade is done on trust, yes, I will ask everybody who is going to make a comment and ask questions. Don't worry, Oyebanji, I saw your question. I saw your comment. Everybody is going to talk, so you can ask your question when it's your turn.
Okay, sir, thank you.
So this is a twofold. On one hand, it involves having financial capacity to pay the cost of doing business abroad and increase production capacity. And on the other hand, it involves getting paid for goods that have been shipped to the buyer. The ability to obtain finance to fund the export business operation and also put system and structure in place to mitigate risk of not getting paid contributes significantly to the readiness of a business to go into the global market. That's why I said the last time that if you want to start export business, you must have at least 1 M that you can stake. And I talk about the fact that you might be shipping by air, which is costly to try the market. Sometimes you might need to travel, but the cost of shipment and the product alone might be up to that. And then in some cases, you need to pay an agent at destination that will work with you. So here are my questions on this. How will you appraise the financial capacity of a business to fund new demand? How will you appraise the ability of the business to secure export facility from a bank? How will you appraise the ability of a business to negotiate for a secure payment method like letter of credit? How will you appraise the ability of a business to handle trade finance instruments? And how will you appraise the asset of the business to raise funding? So because of time, let me come back to you. What have you learned tonight? What have you learned tonight? Adeola, you are number 1 on my list. What have you learned tonight and what's your question?
I've learned about collaboration. I've learned about thinking about the next level, your vision. My question.
Yes.
Nothing for now, really. Nothing for now. I'll
All
just
right.
follow and listen to that question.
Thank you. Bose Nwachi, go ahead, please. Hello, Bose. Hello, Bosse. Good evening. Okay, Bosse is busy.
Mute myself. I'm trying to unmute myself.
Oh, okay. Go
I've
ahead.
learned about collaboration. I've learned that we should know our vision very well, that we can say it anywhere.
Yeah.
And also we should be able to utilize the opportunity we have with our bank. Like we have a lot of, as if you want to export, we should have people around us that can really help, that we should not do it alone. Those are the things I get tonight.
All right. No question. Okay, let's
No, I don't have question. You know, my own business is somehow complicated, and I'm trying to.
What makes it
I'm trying to.
God is clothing.
No, yes, I'm trying to figure it out, and I've been like now those pictures I sent to you.
Yes.
One of my sister-in-law said I should send some like 2 dozen to her by next month to try for me in US.
That is what you need. That is what you need. You need now. Let me tell you what you must do. You must
Yes,
have
sir.
that product resident in the destination market.
Okay.
So if he's offering that, please don't do sister, or give her commission.
Okay, sir.
So she will be able to spend more time and money and effort to buy more market for you. I would recommend you produce some for her to wear regularly.
She has one already. I've sent some to her. She's wearing, and people are demanding.
Not one. Some, not one. Some.
Okay. Okay,
Let it
sir.
be your cost of marketing. Some.
Okay, sir.
Anytime they are going for wedding, no one in the US, let her wear it.
Okay, sir. Okay.
All right.
Something to change.
You say what? Deborah, you're saying something?
Yes, I have something to chip in terms of this method of payment.
Yes.
Okay, I discovered that the way these people transact with, I don't know if it's me, with women, compared with Nigerian women compared to the men is a little bit. Hello?
The way who? You say which people?
Buyers.
Okay.
The few I've dealt with, there's this mindset like we are trying to venture into the export market, and because we've been historically disadvantaged, there is this leverage. Sometimes if you approach from that angle and say, before you do your contract and you say, see, because we don't have readily access to finance here, we prefer advance payment. You can just throw it up to them. Okay, some will accept some percentage of payment, some will not. For the one I'm doing right now, I threw it up and they agreed to pay 50% payment in advance. So it's not a bad thing to try for some of us. You could just throw it up to them if they refuse. But if they accept, I think it's better for us.
That's another way of raising finance. And
yes, then in terms of the mentorship, I think you are just speaking to me this night, because I have never thought about that line. To me, doing mentoring people is just like giving back. I've not seen it like being beneficial to me. So, but with what you have explained this night, I'm going to be deliberate and strategic about it. Because yesterday when I had a meeting with some partners that want to partner with me, these are people that are importing ginger powder into Nigeria.
Okay.
Yes, so they were like, since they are setting up a spices company in Nigeria, it's cheaper for them to be getting from me. But the volume they gave to me, if you divide it times 1,000, my factory cannot do it. I was embarrassed. So I was telling the man if we can have this same meeting. So since yesterday, I've been thinking, how do I start buying machine? Which one will I buy? Which one will I not buy? So when you started talking about this mentor, it was like that was just what I needed. And already I know so many women producing ginger powder, though not the way I produce, because I still have to rewash my own. So I may need to mentor, and that's just the solution that I need. Because the machine has been giving me sleepless nights and I don't have.
Mentor and train them.
Yes.
So important. So important. Thank you.
Thank you for that point.
Yeah, please don't hesitate to ask for advance. Some buyers are so desperate, if they believe you can deliver, particularly if you have done 1 or 2 shipments before, or they came highly recommended, they might be willing to give you some, what do you call it? They might be willing to give you some advance. I've also gotten advance before. In fact, for my partner in the UK, I get advance. That one, because, okay, we've done business together for a while, but there was a company I dealt with in India some time ago, 2012, and I got advance. And it was a first-time transaction. I think about 30 or 40%. You know, it was a cashew nut transaction. So the idea basically is that you can never tell. Some might be able to give you that advance. Feishara, good evening. Hello, Feishara, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yeah, what have you learned tonight?
I joined very late.
Oh, okay.
I met you at the point where you were talking about the credits, the bank credits. That was at the point at which I came in.
Okay.
Yes.
So what did you learn from there?
So, that's it's possible to get some credit from the bank to be able to fund your business, and that the fund should be directly into the business. And one of the points you mentioned is the fact that everything you do in your business must pass through your account, your business account.
Yeah.
And that it can't. So these are just the few things I made you talking about.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
Funke, are you there? Good evening, madam.
Yes, the first thing that I've picked up tonight is actually about this issue of the vision and mission of the company. Honestly, I've not really thought about us being able to put it in our body, in our DNA, in our body system.
I like that.
I mean, I was challenged when you said that after the morning devotion in the office,
yes,
your members actually recite the vision.
Yes.
And it struck me because then that makes everybody to be focused,
yes,
you know, to know where you are going. I've always seen the vision and mission statement as something, okay, you put on your profile.
Yeah, okay.
Say, people outside say, but not really internalizing
by the people.
By yourself. I mean, reciting it all the time to yourself or your co-workers. So that, yes, so that's really one thing that struck me.
All right.
About it. And also this.
Am I the only one hearing that
which we've never really tried? This issue of, because we know getting loans has been problematic. We've not really gone even getting direct. We've never tried it. Hello?
I can hear you now. I think it's a bit better now.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I talked about the issue of this indirect loan system using credit cards.
Yes.
You know, for business. I've never really thought about that. And to even hear from, I think, Madam Fakwe that GT can even do up to 10 million.
Yeah.
Credit card. I've never, and I think it's something one could
it's
explore.
Good to have it handy, so that whenever you have any high demand, you quickly use it, and when the money comes back, you just pay back. It just makes it a lot easier for you to be able to ensure you are at no point in time are you strained or handicapped because there's not enough funding to be able to carry out a particular project.
Okay.
All right, madam. Oyebanji, go ahead. You have a question. Can you go ahead with your question now?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Okay. I joined late, but I got to hang up when you were talking about the vision and all. Okay, my own vision for my company is to be a major distributor of healthy, well-processed, well-packaged foods. So I've sampled one or two. What I do is I look out for products that I see that are well packaged and produced. I get in touch with the company and then we try to export. I've been doing that with a particular company, and at this point I'm looking at contract. I mean, going into contract manufacturing, which I know that you do. So we've been talking on it. When we started the product, I've distributed it well in Nigeria, and it's done well. I mean, I've seen that it's well accepted. Like they always say that part of the export readiness is that test it on the local grounds. And so I've done that. I've been convinced. We've taken it out of the country as well. We've sent samples and people are like, oh, this. But my thing now is, initially when I started with them, they wanted me to, I wanted them to do a formal documentation, like a contract, let's draw up a contractual agreement. And they didn't come forth with that. And I kept thinking, I have a good relationship with them, all right. But I kept thinking, what if something happens at the end of the day? Here am I want to do the packaging.
Who are these people?
They are into they do smoked fish, and they do it on an industrial level.
Where?
Here in Lagos.
Oh, you mean the people you supply them locally?
No. I buy from them. They are the manufacturer. So I distribute.
Oh, they produce for you, distribute. So
yes, they produce for me.
You have an agreement with them?
Yes, so I want to do contract manufacturing. I want to produce in my own packaging.
Oh, okay. Maybe they didn't want. They need to be educated. You know, sometimes people are just.
Initially,
yeah.
Initially, they didn't want it, but I kept pushing because I distribute for them here in Lagos. They kept pushing. So at the end of the day, they finally agreed.
Okay.
We only just go around it, yes. But I've been doing my underground work on my packaging.
Okay.
Well, okay, so because I also want to bring it in from, the packaging, I want to do it from China.
Okay.
It's not something that can be done because what they do presently, they didn't do it here. They've shared all their contacts with me, the people that they use and all that. So, but at times I'll just wonder to myself that